Hi guys, it's Angel from AngelSkyeTV. Today's your weekly medicine tarot reading for the week of December 10th. We are getting closer and closer to the holiday season, so the guides are asking you to just take a little bit more rest than usual. Sometimes we kind of do the opposite where we go full tilt ahead, but they're asking you to get a little bit more sleep, go to bed a little bit earlier, so that when the holidays are upon us, you will be rested, alert, in better spirits. Yeah, so just get more rest. This week particularly, if you could get to bed a little bit earlier than normal, that would be awesome. Astrologically, I'm a bit out of touch. I've just been studying all weekend. I have one more exam left. I have 4 this week. Filming today on Wednesday. A little bit later than usual, but gotta do what you gotta do. So let's close your eyes. We'll surround ourselves with divine light and love in all directions of time and space. We'll ask the higher beings to help us, guide us, and give us clear answers for the week ahead, the week of December 10th. All right, so let's see what we have in store. Beginning of the week, middle of the week, and end of the week. All right. So some challenges beginning of the week. The guides are asking you not to get distracted by these challenges, not to let them lead you, is the words they're using, or not to kind of come from that place of fear, rather than keep in a state of integrity. Do your best to communicate clearly, and I know that's difficult during Mercury retrograde, but do your best. There's some new ideas that you're getting, either through your dreams or just visions during the day. They're saying to follow through with those, do some more research. Like if you're getting like a sign, you don't understand it, Dr. Google, look it up, see if it can lead you to something else. There's some important intuitive information that you are getting in regards to ideas. Middle of the week, we're going to have some of you reminiscing, a little bit nostalgic, some melancholy happening midweek. Just remember that a lot of times you do remember things the way that you had perceived them, and that does not necessarily mean that was the reality. For example, the guides are saying that some of you will be remembering events from the past in a better light or a worse light. So just try to get clarity midweek if you can. They're showing me a clear quartz. If you have a clear quartz kicking around, I want you to clear it on the earth outside or in a plant in your home, and then run it under some cold water and just use it to find clarity if you're confused about anything at all, or if you find yourself lost in memories and thoughts. You know, this is a time to kind of bring some clarity to that. Like, what actually really happened in the past? Was it as good as you thought it was? Are you like wishing for that wasn't even real in the first place, and then negating what's actually happening right here, right now? So in other words, are you remembering, for example, your relationship in a better light than it was, or was it always the way that it is? But you are romanticizing the past in the relationship you're in, rather than looking at it from, you know, the place that it actually was, which maybe wasn't so romantic. Maybe it was just all in your head and a fantasy, and now you're just seeing that. But it doesn't help to think, well, it used to be like this, maybe we can get it back to how it was, when in actuality you kind of manifested and created that illusion for yourself in the past. And so to not create that illusion in the future moving forward, you have to be grounded in reality, like what was really taking place, what really did happen, how was it when I was in that situation, or etc., etc. So just, you know, try to see things how they actually occurred, rather than how you hoped they were or how you fantasized they were. In end of the week, the guides are talking about you're going to need to be a little bit assertive. This is particularly pertaining to those of you at work. So standing up for yourself. A couple of you, or one, at least one of you that are watching, has some kind of a leader or a boss that's just dumping on the work load, and you're just saying, okay, yep, I can do it. Okay, yep, I can do everything. I'm awesome. And you're trying to portray this superwoman mentality. You need to say no. Superwomen don't say yes all the time. So they're just encouraging you to be assertive, rather than, sucking it up, doing what you don't really want to do, and then being resentful and lashing out in areas that it's kind of like out of context. It's not fair to the person that you're not being assertive to, because they're under the impression, oh, everything's fine. Like they said, everything was fine, so everything must be fine. When in reality, you're just stewing and ruminating inside. You're not being honest with that person, so they're just assuming, well, they can handle the workload, they can handle what I give them, no big deal, no big deal. And you're kind of hoping, well, that they would have a reality check, and like that they would think in human terms, like, no person can possibly do this. Why aren't they considering my home life, that I have a family, that I have a sick child, blah, blah, blah. Because that's how you think about things does not mean that's how everyone thinks about things, and that does not mean that the way you think about things is the right way. That's a hard pill to swallow, because if you are empathic, if you are compassionate and understanding to others, it's really challenging when you get faced with people that are just completely self-absorbed. And we tend to point a finger and say they're self-absorbed, and they're the new word, they're narcissistic, they have a narcissistic personality disorder. Yeah, if you believe in labels that a bunch of elite psychologists have come up with, then fine, they have narcissistic personality disorder. That doesn't mean anything, though, because they can be narcissistic, they can be self-absorbed, but if you don't say, no, I don't want to do that, I got stuff on the go, and not even be mad about it, just say, like, it's impossible, there's no way I can do that. Maybe ask someone else or delegate to someone else. Of course, the person isn't going to like that at first, because if they're used to getting you to do everything because you've never said no before, it's going to take them a little while to adjust to this new assertion coming from you. The point I'm trying to make, and the guides are really trying to get you to understand, is you teach people how to treat you. We've heard this many times over, all over, it's a common philosophy. That being said, it's not always easy to practice it, especially when we feel like we have no choice. Just remember, there is always a choice. And if you respond in anger, you're going to get a backlash. So you don't have to be angry that they're asking the impossible from you. Just say no. Just like, okay, they're oblivious to it. Okay, they're narcissistic. The things that you already know about them, they're self-absorbed. That's fine. Just because they're asking more does not mean you have to get upset about it. That's giving your power away as well. Let them be self-absorbed. Let them be narcissistic. Who cares? It only affects you if you let it. If they want to live their life like that, let them. It doesn't actually matter. You don't have to get mad about it. You literally just have to say, that's who they are. I accept them for who they are. I'm not going to get mad because they're asking, ridiculous requests from me nonstop, or they're completely self-absorbed, never think about me at all. This is the other thing the guides are saying, if you have that partner, and this is for someone in a relationship that's watching, that is just completely self-absorbed. It's all about them, all about them, all about them. You've helped create that monster, and this is also for a couple of people that are watching that have children. The children are just like never non-stop. It's always like constant demands. You have created that monster. You've helped to create that. So the good news is you can help uncreate it. You don't have to give in to the demands all the time. You don't have to say yes all the time. You do not have to do anything you don't want to do, but what you are responsible for is how you assert yourself or not assert yourself. When you don't assert yourself and what you feel and you don't put in for your piece of the pie, don't expect someone to just think for you. Not everyone is empathic. I mean, everybody is, but a lot of people just have it shut off. Not everyone gives two hoots, so don't expect other people to be like you all the time, to be empathic, caring, and understanding, and to be thinking of others. That doesn't always come naturally to people, especially with the social conditioning that we are brought up in, which is all about me, 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 me. So don't get upset by it. It gives away your power. Make sure the middle of the week that you're not, remembering things inaccurately. Try to think about things exactly how they were rather than how you hoped they were, or rather than how you perceive them to be, which sometimes can be a fantasy. And just make sure you get lots and lots of rest. It really does help a massive amount, especially when you're going to be around family soon, if you're spending the holidays with family, if you're lucky enough to do that. Not everybody enjoys spending time with their family, which is fine. But if you're forced to spend time with family and you just really don't enjoy it, try to find some kind of silver lining or some kind of humor in all of it while you're making your plans this time. And once again, the guides are really stressing, get extra, extra, extra sleep. I will see you back here next week, and take care.